What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm installing my first performance modification for my Audi R8. Now this will not be adding any more horsepower, but it will give me more usable power and better response. And that is by installing the pedal commander. I'll have a link to their website down in the description below if you guys want to check them out. Brian recently just installed one on his Supra. I'll have that video down in the description as well if you guys want to see his thoughts and reactions. I even installed one on my Tacoma and it made a huge difference. I know a lot of you guys have commented putting this on your own vehicle and how it has changed the performance of the car. I'm super excited to put this on my R8. So for a quick unbox of this product, you'll see it comes in this box here. We can go ahead and slide the top off. And you'll notice too that there are multiple settings for the pedal commander. I'll be showing those once I have this hooked up so we can see them illuminate. But here is the module itself. You can see there's a button that you push right in the center to go through the different modes, along with plus and minus for the different settings within those modes. This also comes with a casing, or a clip you can call it. So if I go ahead and take this out, I need to find somewhere to mount this inside the interior. So I'm not sure where that is going to go yet. And then on the other side here, we have our relay. So it's a really cool plug and play system. This shouldn't take that long. So for this install, I'm gonna go ahead and move the gas pedal out of the way just to give myself a little bit more leverage to unplug it from the back side here. So you can see this circle right here. This is a cover. There's a bolt underneath that. So I'm just using a flathead to go ahead and pop that off. And you can see with that out, I'm gonna go ahead and use a T30 hex bolt or a socket for that to remove this bolt. And so now I'm just going to give it a little bit of wiggling and just try to pop it right out just like that. So it might just take a little bit of time to do that. But now we can go ahead and disconnect the top section there. This is where we're going to relay the pedal commander. So this is the factory location. We're just going to use a flathead to pop that off. So with it off now, we'll go ahead and install this new side here. And there's only one way to do this. And with that connected, we can go ahead and take the new side from the pedal commander and put it back into this factory location on the pedal itself. And then we can go ahead, I'm gonna have these wires kind of on the inside of the pedal and just make sure they're not going to be in the way. Of course, I have the kit came with some zip ties too, so we can hold these in place out of the way if needed. And then we can go ahead and reattach this pedal. And with the pedal back in place now, I did take one zip tie to hold the module on the back side there. So even with the gas pedal all the way down, that is not going to move, so there's no safety issues there. You can see part of the cable right here. I ran it up underneath this entire area, all the way into between the driver's seat and the side there. So I'm actually not going to be using any of the attachments or that clip that I showed earlier, because it's actually just going to stay in place right there. So I think that's a really good spot for it. I can just slide it up when I need to adjust it and then put it back down on the side when I'm not using it. So now with the electronics on, I don't have the car on just yet. You can see right now the Sport Plus is lit up. So if I go ahead and push on this button, we're on Eco now. I have City, Sport, and of course Sport Plus. And then on the bottom side here, you actually have 8 different settings within each of these upper ones. So it goes from -1 all the way up to +4. So you can control each individual one. So if you're in Sport Plus, you can go to very aggressive or less aggressive, even though Sport Plus is pretty aggressive in itself. We have sport mode. City is what pedal commander says is what most of your daily driving should be. And then I'm really interested to see how eco does in a manual sports car like this. So with it all hooked up and ready to go, let's get this out on the road and see how it drives. So we just put a few miles on the car in normal mode, and one thing that I forgot to say is you can actually shut this completely off. So we just drove here as if the pedal commander was not connected. So if you'd like to do that, you can. And then what do you want to start in? Should we go all the way to Sport Plus? Sure. Just to see how aggressive it is. So we'll go to Sport Plus +4. So this is like,
this is gonna be nuts.
This is gonna be, I wouldn't want to say jerky, but okay, yeah, that's not even moving. Sport Plus is over aggressive, I think. At least it was in my Tacoma, but
and the Supra.
And the in the Supra. Yeah. Okay, so maybe in this it will. Yikes! Wow. Okay, there you go, guys. Bad shifting.
That was horrible.
That was horrible. I feel embarrassed with anyone who was around. Let's go.
The cool thing with this, at least depending on your car, if it's maybe like not as performance oriented, that might work well. But
yeah.
You can fine tune with like what, 30-something different ways.
Yeah, there's 8 in each different setting.
Yeah.
You can roast me if you. I mean, you should try it.
I'll save the car.
Yeah, I don't know if you would do any better on that. But I dialed it down to -4. So let's just do some downshifts here and see. It's a little bit there. You can feel that, can't you?
Oh yeah. I'll have to drive it to really know.
So I'm gonna dial down to sport mode, which is a little bit more aggressive. Let's do +4. So this is sport. Dude, I mean that picks up, doesn't it?
I'll have to drive it to tell, but that definitely felt like as soon as you touch the gas,
Yeah.
we're going.
I'm a little jerky in the shifts because you have to get used to it a little bit. But let's downshift a little bit. So this is still sport +4. I mean, it's not a quite my car. The R8's not a fast car.
Yeah.
But that's still, I don't know. That gives you a little bit more juice. That's definitely cool. Now, one thing that I do want to try before you hop in, let's go to eco mode and really see how that does, because in the truck it did squat. Like,
Yeah, the Supra, it was like so sluggish.
so here's 3rd gear at 30 miles an hour, pedal to the floor. That's still full throttle.
Wow, that's just taking it forever to like respond to the pedal.
Yeah. So that's a really cool like valet mode to have for your car.
Yeah.
If you have to valet your car, which I would never do in my R8, but if I had to, just put it on eco -4.
Yeah, it's almost like there's such a long delay where it just takes forever for it to respond.
Like, listen to my rev matching. It's not even close. Like, I can't even rev match.
It's like you're slowly accelerating.
You know what's funny is that was 5,200 RPM.
Yeah.
And that usually in this car, in the 5s, it's a good power band to play with. I think a good setting would be sport +1.
I've been doing the Supra around that mark.
Yeah.
It seems pretty reasonable.
All right, so we'll let you check it out and see what you think. Do you want to try Sport Plus?
I don't need to.
But you can see that already, how much gas you're giving it.
Yeah.
I just have to relearn it.
Man, that's aggressive.
I know, right?
It's crazy because it doesn't add any horsepower or torque, but because there's now no delay in your throttle pedal,
right?
From when you tell the car I'm accelerating, the car is like
already doing
going.
it. Yeah.
It's crazy how, you know, in turbo cars there's turbo lag. There's pedal lag in modern cars because they don't have a cable anymore. Like, just touching the pedal and we're already accelerating. Like,
I don't normally, dude, this is like a whole new car.
and the thing is, a lot of people comment and say, well, you can just press the pedal farther and that'll get you the same result. It's not.
Not necessarily, because you're going faster to get that.
It's hard to explain. You have to experience it. I was reading up on some comments on the Supra, and someone was like, well, just give it more gas. Like, what are you talking about? But it's not the same. It's like, I don't know, it's just crazy.
It's almost like you're getting more usable power in the lower RPM range.
Yeah.
You're kind of tricking it. Obviously, you're tricking it because I'm not getting any more horsepower, but I'm using it quicker with less percentage of the throttle being used.
I think it's because,
you know what I mean?
In the stock setting with it off, and heck, if we turned it off, it's like if you give it quarter throttle, the car is going to say, okay, we're going to give it quarter throttle, let's slowly give it quarter throttle in the next 1,000 RPM. But with this, in whatever mode, it's like, let's do quarter throttle right now. To where there's no gradual, like, throttle plates opening even. Like,
I'm going to have to relearn how to drive this.
Yeah, like driving, it feels really good. My initial startup in this mode was a little jerky. But driving it feels like it's minorly supercharged.
I wish we had that. I know, right? I wish we had this on our mountain cruise the other day.
It's so cool.
Wow. We're gonna have to put it back into shutting it off.
Yeah,
and then trying it again.
I'll put it down to city mode, because city, like, +2 is also pretty good. That was just a little bit more aggressive than the stock setting. So, pressing it a few times into city. I'll do city +2. We were in sport +2.
So I'll mess around with it a little bit like I have in my Tacoma. Have you messed around with it in the Supra a lot? Because in the truck, I kind of just leave it in one setting. Because it's a pickup.
I dialed it in the Supra really well. And I go between 2 or 3 settings. Like, I'm keeping it in sport. I'll either go to 0, 1, or 2. And I'm noticing, depending on what I'm doing, those 3 modes seem to be optimal. This already was much smoother in my startup.
Yeah.
But
I just had to do Sport Plus.
This already feels good. We're in City Plus 2, I said?
Yeah, City Plus 2.
This feels pretty reasonable because we always get waves in the R8. In the startup it was smooth, but then it's still not that bad. Still getting used to it.
Yeah.
Let's go down to 2nd gear.
That's so crazy though. Like the R8 is not a car you feel like you go back into your seat, but with those settings, we're going back into them a little bit.
I think we're almost there. Maybe high cities.
Yeah.
Like City Plus 4 might be pretty good.
You're gonna have to let me drive. Let me drive my car. But that's cool. That's pretty cool, isn't it?
City Plus 4 feels pretty good.
All right, so let me try it from a start because I know my RPM is still high. It's just that's noticeably different. Man, I feel so embarrassed. That's noticeably different though. Like that's crazy. It's like it's a good way to get more performance from your car without spending a lot of money.
Yeah.
Which is really cool because especially on the R8, tuning it is going to be well over $1,000. Supercharging it is a whole nother car. I mean, there's not a lot of inexpensive options for me to get a little bit more usable power. You could add an intake and exhaust, and we're talking insignificant numbers, but you add it with this too. Well, that's not a good pull from 3rd gear there. Let's try 2nd. Little jerky, but dang, dude, it feels a lot faster.
It does.
How cool is that?
It's something you gotta try. This is cool.
Yeah. Now my shifts will improve again. I have to relearn the throttle, like from where I'm blipping it and doing that. See, that's a little high.
You just barely touch it.
But that's what I have to get used to. Dude, this would have been so much fun on our mountain cruise.
Yeah.
Not that it wasn't fun already.
It just makes the car respond the way you want it to respond. Where it makes it feel fat. It's crazy.
Yeah,
cool.
I'm definitely going to have to dial it in a little bit more. Like I said earlier, in my truck, I just use it in one setting because it's a truck. I don't need, there's not performance driving in the truck other than getting up to speed.
I think we're getting close.
Yeah.
In this range, we're getting there.
So that's cool, you guys. Comment down below. What do you think? Have you added a pedal commander to your own car? If you haven't, hopefully this video will help. Along with the Supra and the Tacoma, those videos will be down in the description as well.
A couple $100, well worth it.
Yeah,
this just livens up the car.
This is so cool. Down to 3rd.
It's like as soon as you're back on the gas, it's instantly like it's going.
I know that seems like a good setting already. I'm still getting a little high in the RPM.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty awesome. Yeah. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. Definitely check out Pedal Commander's link. That'll be down in the description below. And if you enjoyed today's video, make sure you give it a huge thumbs up. Consider smashing that subscribe button. We'll see you guys in the next video.